YouTube. Today on the Naughty Librarian, I'm bringing you a relatively new releases book haul. So many cool books have been coming out lately, and also a lot of books have been delayed because of this ongoing pandemic and this quarantine. But there are still some books coming out right now, and it was important to me to at least support some of these authors that I really care about, and get the book when they came out, because this is really gonna hurt sales because there's no stores open for people to buy the books from. So I do want to kind of support authors I really care about, and also I just wanted some books because it's like me, I always want books. So I've been trying to pick up a few books here and there, and also shopping from indies more often than not, because gotta help bookstores. Anyway, this is a long thing. I've hauled a lot of books. But one quick thing before we get into the books I hauled, I have a little unboxing to do. I was sent this lovely little book box. It's called Once Upon a Bookcase, and this is by Chicklet Designs, onceuponabookcase.com. They sent this to me for review, and it's kind of a cool little bookish book box thing, but it's kind of based around phones, and I do believe this one, actually I don't know what this one's about. This was sent to me. Let's see what this is about. I want to see what goodies are in here. Let me see. You guys, it's Hobbit inspired. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you get these really cool phone cases, and they're fancy. It has the little screen protector. It's a wallet. Put your phone in, and then you have a really cool Hobbit phone protector. And on the back has a little quote. It says, "All that is gold does not glitter. Not all those who wander are lost. The old that is strong does not wither. Deep roots are not reached by the frost." So, yay! This is really nice. I might try this out. It seems very sturdy too, which is good for me because I am terrible. I drop my phone so much. It's a problem. So, luckily I invested in a really good phone case because I've dropped my phone so many times and it has not broken. Champion. So I have a really good phone case. But this might be fun for going out to a book festival if they ever exist again someday, because it's a phone. You can carry your phone and just a couple credit cards, cash or something, and it's just one thing you have to carry rather than carrying a purse all day. So this might be really useful for going out and doing things. I just hit my face and shot things across the room. Next up, I got this little art print, and it says, "Even the smallest person can change the course of the future," quote by J.R.R. Tolkien. And yeah, it's just a cute little art print. I like it. It's kind of cute. It's green. I also got the ring, the one ring to rule them all. I would zoom in on this, but frankly, you're not going to be able to see anything in this camera. I know better. But it's a real replica ring. Like I was saying, it's a replica ring for Lord of the Rings, and it actually fits, because actually I was worried because they sent me a size 7, which I know is the standard, but I have tiny little fingers because I am a tiny person. Here, I don't know, people think I'm tall. Whenever people meet me, they see me somewhere and they're like, "Oh, I watch your channel, I thought you'd be taller." Number one comment I get, I'm not tall. And so I have little tiny fingers, and this one is a little big, but not so big, surprisingly. I don't know how I feel about that, because usually I would wear a 5.5 to a 6. This is a 7. I've been eating a lot of snacks in this quarantine. But anyways, it fits okay, and it's pretty. Look! Oh my gosh! Cheese knives! Oh my goodness gracious. Cheese knives! So, I don't want to take them out of the little baggie right now, but they're various knives for cheeses. I love cheese, like every white girl ever. But I love wine and I love cheese. And now I can slice up my cheese with knives, and they seem kind of sharp actually. And this is a nice little thing. I've never actually got a cheese knife set in a gift box before. That's kind of cool. I appreciate that. Last but not least, I got this really cool tea towel set. I realize not all of it's going to be in frame, but what can you do? And it also has a little quote on it. Let's see. "I love you like a hobbit loves second breakfast. Truer words have never been spoken." So it's it's a little hobbit map, and it has it's a towel. It's actually kind of a nice microfiber towel. So I feel like this would be even good for cleaning screens. But it's like a little tea towel. You know, it's a towel. It's a cute towel, but it's a towel. Like, I'm not gonna say more than that. So yes, thank you so much, Once Upon a Bookcase. You guys are really sweet for sending this to me. You guys have really cool stuff. I felt like all the products were actually really high quality. And it's also like a nice little box. It's not like ginormous where it's gonna take up so much space, like when you get it in the mail. So it's a nice, fun little treat box, I would say, for everybody. And like the products were surprisingly very good quality. So hey, cool little box. Thank you so much for sending this to me. I'll leave information on the box in the blurb down below, so if you guys are interested in ordering one, you will have all the info down there. Okay, unboxing over, let's get into books. First off, I picked up His Majesty's Dragon by Naomi Novik, mainly because I was really recommended this series. I read Spinning Silver and quite liked it, and also, hey, dragons. If you say dragons, I'm pretty much intrigued. Okay, I'm just gonna read a little bit of this blurb because it says everything it needs to say. Aerial combat brings a thrilling new dimension to the Napoleonic Wars as valiant warriors rise to Britain's defense by taking to the skies, not aboard aircraft, but atop the mighty backs of fighting dragons. Yes! It is a reimagining of the Napoleonic Wars with freaking dragons. And also one of the little like blurbs on here from Time magazine said, enthralling reading, like Jane Austen playing Dungeons and Dragons with Aragon's Christopher Paolini. This keeps getting better. They know the words that make me want to read this, and it was highly recommended to me, so I ended up getting a copy, and yeah, I'm excited. You know what? It was a little mass market. I didn't invest a lot of money if I don't like it, but there's dragons, so I'll probably like it at least a little bit. I'm pretty excited. I also got a copy of A Quick Bite by Lynsay Sands. This is the first book of the Argino vampire series, and that is a very long series. I think they're up to like book 28, 29, 30. There's a lot of books in this series, but I have read 0 of them because I don't know why. I recently just kind of got into Lynsay Sands with her historicals, because those were really fun, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's see how this lady does vampires, because she's killing historicals. She's killing the kilts. Let's see what she does with fangs. I'm interested. So a little interesting tidbit here is that the vampire is the woman in this book, and then they have like a human doctor. And so often we see human ladies with male vampires, so I'm kind of liking that they flipped the switch there. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, there's 30 books in this series. It obviously has a market if there's that many books. So I am excited to try this one out. I like vampires. I like Lynsay Sands. I think combining the two is a good idea. So who knows? I have high hopes. I think I'm going to like this probably, but we'll see. I also picked up Red Country by Joe Abercrombie because I have been reading one Abercrombie book every month until I am caught up with all of the books. And this is the next one I need to read, so I'm going to be reading this in May. Hey, spoiler alert for my May TBR list. But I wanted to get this one, I wanted to read it, and I ordered it. I think I got this one on Amazon because it was used, so there's that. And I wanted the hardcover, so I did get that one. I'm actually really excited for this one. I've heard it described as a Western, even though it's, you know, it's a fantasy novel, it has nothing to do with the West, but it kind of feels like a Western. We're getting to see some of our old favorite characters. There's a character I like, Nikimo Koska. He's been in several books, and he's kind of a devil-may-care, soldier of fortune character with a smart mouth, and I really like him, and he's in this book. So already I'm excited even a little bit more. It's a revenge story, it's a Western, and I'm excited. It's the next Abercrombie I have to read, and I'm gonna do it. I also picked up Sharp Ends by Joe Abercrombie because it's the last book I didn't have from Joe Abercrombie so far. And this one I actually think is a collection of short stories. Just in the world of the First Law series, so I think we'll probably catch up with some of some characters we haven't seen for a while, just little tidbits. I think these are all little, like, just, you know, sharp ends, little tidbit stories, and it could be fun. I don't know, I think it's the shortest book in the First Law series I've ever seen, and it seems fun. It's got little short stories. And I don't really know more than that because there's no real blurb on here. It's just gonna be, you know, general First Law chaos, vengeance, bloody violence, magic, unsettling things, and just, you know, people doing the best they can in shitty situations. And yeah, I'll be reading this later on. Again, I can't read more than one Abercrombie a month. It's a lot to take on. So one a month is my limit, but I'm also going to be reading this one eventually. I also picked up Imagine Me by Tahereh Mafi. I really wanted to get this one. This is supposedly actually going to be the last book of the Shatter Me series, because originally it was a trilogy and now a second trilogy has been put out, and this is the end of the second trilogy. I think it's going to be a concluding chapter to the world in general, and of course I'm gonna read it. I've read every book of this series, and it's like one of those books, it's like surprisingly very good. It's not necessarily something I would always be into, but I have been loving this series. It has gotten quite weird in the second trilogy. Like the first book of it, I was like not into. The second book, really liked. So I have high hopes for this one. I think it might pull it out. I just know it's gonna be full of crazy stuff going on. And I mean, the cover is gorgeous. It's got jeweled eyelashes, so that's cool. And yeah, there's some big like bombshells that happened in the previous book, and they're gonna like wrap those storylines up, and I don't know how she's gonna do it, but it's gonna happen. And I am very excited. I just want to have closure. I had to get this. Like, there was no option of me not getting it. I already pre-ordered it, so obviously I was gonna get it. I am very excited. It just came out recently, and I do recommend the series in general. It is a bit like over dramatic, but like I like over dramatic sometimes, so I do recommend. And I'm excited. It's a big conclusion. I want to see how everything shakes out in the end. I also picked up All the Stars and Teeth by Adalyn Grace. This book also came out in 2020, a little older. I don't think it came out just recently, but it did come out within the last couple months. And I had reservations going into this one, and I'll tell you why. This one is, it's YA fantasy, which is kind of hit or miss, and also it's mermaids. And I have not seen mermaids done well yet. I've seen a lot of different mermaid books and I haven't liked any of them. So going into this one, I'm kind of setting myself up a bit. I'm like, it's YA fantasy and it's mermaids, like, am I gonna like it? But you know what? One of them has to do it for me, and I keep looking, because like I was a little kid obsessed with mermaids. So it's just like, as an adult, I'm gonna keep looking for that perfect mermaid book because I haven't found one yet. And I'm hoping this one gives it to me. It's got this lovely cover with tentacles and skulls and like spookiness, and it's got a dope title. And yeah, it's mermaids and saving her planet. There's probably bloody violence and all kinds of stuff. And I'm excited. It's got magic, it's mermaids, it's probably got pirates, and yeah. You know what? I'm still hunting for a good mermaid book, damn it. I haven't read one yet, but I'm desperate to find one, so I'm gonna try this one out. I had to have it. I also picked up a copy of A Bad Deal for the Whole Galaxy by Alex White. I ordered this randomly from Barnes & Noble, and they sent me an autographed copy. I didn't order the autographed copy, but I got one as a special bonus, so that was really, really cool. Thanks, Barnes & Noble. I read the first book of this series, A Big Ship at the Edge of the Universe, and actually really, really enjoyed it. I do want to continue on with this series really bad, so I had to get book 2. I'm going to read it probably soon. I don't know if it's going to happen right away, but it's going to happen soon. And yeah, I'm really pumped. It's a cheater sci-fi series. And by cheater sci-fi, I mean it is in space with spaceships and technology and all that kind of sci-fi stuff, but the people's got magic, so it's magic in space, and I love it because it has a lot of fantasy elements that really like are exciting for me, and then it also has sci-fi for me, which is less exciting but made more palatable because it's also magic. So it's a cheater sci-fi series, and I am really pumped to continue on with it. I also finally got a copy of The Stars We Steal by Alexa Donne, and I love Alexa. She's a booktuber or author tuber, and she's just a wonderful person, and I do want to read her book, and I've been putting it off because I don't know why. It is a retelling of Persuasion by Jane Austen, but in space. So I mean, if you say Jane Austen in space, I'm immediately intrigued. And I did like her previous book, Brightly Burning, which I did enjoy that one as well. So I'm excited for this one. I like the cover. It's kind of simplistic, but pretty. And yeah, I do want to read it. I really like Alexa as a human, and I want to read her book. It's going to be kind of like The Bachelorette, I'm assuming, in space. And so it's going to be very angsty, emotions will be running high, but I'm excited. I think it's going to be fun. It's kind of happening within the same universe as her previous book, and I did enjoy her previous book, so I have high hopes for this one. It was a 2020 release. I don't think it came out just recently, like right now. Oh no, it's a damaged one. Sorry, I just looked at it. I don't know if you can tell, but like right here, the pages were cut funny. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted in my own video. Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying because I distracted myself. But yeah, I want to read it. And it's a 2020 release. It came out, I believe, in January. So a relatively new release. And I think it's important to support authors, especially in 2020 when all their books are coming out. And it's a really hard time for books to come out. So it's worth getting. I also got a copy of Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth, and this is also from Barnes & Noble, and it came signed. It has an annotated chapter. It's a cool edition of it. But, okay, here's the thing. I have not had a good track record with Veronica Roth. She has been an author I have just not gotten into. Like, I tried Divergent, really disliked it. I tried Carve the Mark, which was another series she did. I DNF'd that one too. So far, not so good with Veronica Roth. But this book seems so cool, and it's for adults that I'm thinking maybe this might be the book that gets me into her stuff. It is, it's kind of like what happens to the Chosen Ones after the big battle's done. And in this world, there's this group of teenagers. They were the Chosen Ones. They were there to fight evil and win, and they did. And then what do you do with your life after that? So it's kind of an interesting, like, subject matter to explore. It could be really interesting, like, character-wise, storytelling-wise. I have high hopes for it. And also I got this beautiful special edition from Barnes & Noble, so yeah, you know what, it was worth getting. I want to try out another Veronica Roth book and hope for the best here. And considering this is her first adult release, I'm hoping it's going to clear up some issues I've had with her YA. Who knows? Maybe I might hate this too. I'm really hoping I don't, because so far not so good with Veronica Roth, but it has to change someday. You know, it's like mermaids. Eventually there's going to be a good mermaid book. Eventually there's going to be a good Veronica Roth book for me, and this one has such a cool premise and I have high hopes for it. I fingers crossed, I'm going to like this. I also picked up The Unspoken Name by A.K. Larkwood. And I have been wanting to read this so bad. I have seen it literally all over Bookstagram, all the time. It was kind of hypey release, at least for me, in my taste. I've seen it all over Bookstagram. It is high fantasy. It features orcs. I haven't read a book featuring orcs before, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's basically about this girl. I'm not sure how to say her name. I think it's Sori. And she was basically decided to be a human sacrifice, and she was just like, all right. And then this guy's like, hey, listen, you could go do that, or you can come with me and like learn magic and shit. And she's just like, fuck that sacrifice stuff, I'm learning magic. And so she goes off with that guy, and she's an orc, and then, like, you know, maybe some bad things happen because she wasn't sacrificed to this god. I don't know, but I've seen it all over Bookstagram, at least on my feed, and I've been wanting to read it so much, so I finally I broke down and bought a copy. I needed it. I needed to have this, so I have it now. Alright, so those are all the books I've hauled recently in this quarantine. I have tried to, you know, support authors and indie bookstores when I can, and also I'm not trying to go broke doing it, so it's a little difficult. But I managed to get all these books, and I kind of got good deals on a lot of them, so I do recommend supporting authors and bookstores if you have the availability to do so. If not, you know, you don't have to save the world single-handedly, but I did what I could, essentially, and these are all kind of newer releases, and I'm excited for all the books I got. I'm so pumped. Let me know in the comments down below. I don't know, have you read these books? And if so, did you like them? Did you dislike them? What's your favorite indie bookstore in your area? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you want to see more videos, make sure you subscribe. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye!